Guys, and welcome to We Want Picks. My name is Jacob, aka the Freckled Salamander, here to break down the entire UFC London card. Baby, we did it! No Angelo. And I'll be honest, he probably needs your prayers more than ever, ladies and gentlemen. There is going to be no Angelo here today for the full card breakdown. So we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to look at the prop bets, look more at the betting side. We're going to break down the fights as well, but I'll answer some of you guys' questions, all that type of stuff. Angelo has what they called, obviously we know about the AIDS situation. We know about the diabetes and stuff like that. He has what doctors are describing as icing intestines. I think it's icing intestines or icing gut or something like that. Basically, there is a 2-inch layer of cream cheese icing from his lower esophagus through his stomach, large intestines, working its way to the small intestines and the rectal region. Just a 2-inch layer of icing around kind of everything. Doctors are kind of baffled how that would even happen. Obviously, if they've ever watched a vlog, they would kind of know what was going on there. But they're just trying to figure out a way to get that thing clear for him. Obviously, you guys know he's kind of a bigger guy. I think we weighed him on stream, and I think it was what, Chad, like 310 pounds, 315 pounds or something like that. But it really is the density. We didn't realize it was the density of all the icing in his gut, in his stomach, in the intestines that we're glad we found it. The doctor said they got it early, and they're working on ways to kind of clear that out. They're thinking about maybe having him swallow like a handful of ants. The ants would collect the icing and then obviously leave him to go back to the colony. So it's experimental. We think he's going to be okay, but that's where Angelo's dealing with this week. We might see him later in the week. I'm not really sure. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to break down the fights. If you guys don't know, I do live streams on Saturday. Maybe you guys are watching this for the first time. This is the live stream setup. Let me put the chat as well. Let me refresh the chat so you guys can be on the stream. I believe you guys should be showing up again. But who really knows at this point? This is what we do. We sit here, we watch fights, we enjoy the fights together, we make bets, we put them on the bottom of the screen, we go to this page, and this is where the magic happens. This is where we look at the bets, look at the fights. I will say I'm not going to do the whole song and dance for the premium pitch like Angelo would. All I'm saying, this is what we did last week. It's only $10 a month. If you don't want to do it, I don't give a fuck, honestly, but you're kind of missing out. It's not just about talent bets, a lot of tools on there, so become a member or don't and fucking miss out. I don't really give a shit. So this is UFC London. I'm actually pretty excited for this card. By the way, like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, if you're watching this after the fact. Go ahead and like the video if you wouldn't mind. But yeah, this is what we're going to do. UFC London. I'm excited for this card, early card, but we will still be streaming on Saturday. A lot of finishes, maybe. But let's just go through one by one in the order of how the fight is lined up as of right now. And we'll just go through fight by fight. I was going to give you all my picks in the beginning, but we'll just go through one by one. That way it's easier to bookmark and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys are having a good Tuesday. This is Tuesday, March 17th, afternoon, evening. Let's get this thing going, get it watched, and let's all head to dinner together. Let's go to Olive Garden in Angelo's memory. He used to sit there for 5 hours. So, first fight of the night is going to be Melissa Mullins versus Luana. Where in the fuck is that fight? Am I stupid or something? Do you guys see it? Oh, there it is. Luana Carolina versus Melissa Mullins. And this is pretty cut and dry on this one. I'm not going to spend a lot of times on the ladies' fights, okay? You want to bet on Luana? Fucking bet on Luana. She's the better striker. She's a wiry girl. She can defend takedowns, is active off her back when she does get taken down. You want to bet, you want to plus money on Melissa Mullins to maybe actually get takedowns this fight? Last fight, she didn't do fucking shit. What was she doing? She fought a girl. Okay, pay attention here. Huh? Pay attention, bubbas. She fought a girl that she's already fought. She beat that girl with ground and pound, just getting on top for getting nasty because she knows this girl can't wrestle. Then she came into the fight, fighting a girl that she already beat with her grappling and really didn't fucking grapple. You want to trust that? Fucking trust it. What do I give a shit? She's going to need the takedowns. She's going to need the control. But like I said, Luana's got decent takedown defense. She's an awkward person to shoot takedowns on because she does some wild shit. And off her back, she's going to be active off her back. So I actually think there might be a value play here in Luana Carolina. You want to look at props and stuff like that. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, what are you going to put up? Maybe like if they had like a -3.5 spread for Luana, maybe. You know, we'll see. This might be a good fight. We talk about, like, let's pay attention to early fights to see where the judges' heads are at. If this fight is like a clear Luana, like 30-27, and all of a sudden we're hearing decisions, and Melissa Mullins is getting a couple rounds throw in, a couple 29-28s, and you're like, wait a second. Or Melissa Mullins is getting a fucking split decision when she shouldn't and stuff like that. Let's pay attention to that. That's something to pay attention to. Are the judges biased early for the hometown people? Melissa Mullins, if you've seen her teeth, is fucking British. She is English. So maybe like an outside Melissa Mullins by decision if you want to fly her. But honestly, like fucking, I would just take Luana money line and just move on. I would take Luana money line and just move on. She's going to fight for your money. Melissa gets lit up on the feet. She's got actually decent takedowns, but I think Luana can scramble and score enough. But Melissa Mullins just kind of laying on this girl. You know, London judges, who knows? Luana Carolina is my pick for this one. And that is what it is. Let's move on to the next one. How you guys doing, by the way? We'll talk to the live chat a little bit. I don't really know how to treat this. Like a stream or like a video. I started treating it like a video, but then I'm like, holy shit. I'm live. And there's like people here. Like Kenny Ash and Broads and Ezekiel and AEWM and Cinna Burrows, which is a great name, and Aiden MMA and Elliot the 8th. You know, there's some people in here, so maybe I should pay attention. I don't really know. Dyer versus Ravena Oliveira. Here's what I'll say about this. Okay. Thank you, Vince. Listen, this is this week's Freaky Rahiki. Okay? This is this week's Freaky Rahiki. This girl Dyer, if you guys don't know, good striker. Good striker, English female as well, but has nice teeth. Pretty girl, actually. Good striking, good power. Okay? But just like Freaky Rahiki, in her Contender Series fight, she got flash knocked out 3 fucking times and lost the fight. Now, she showed some toughness. It was those flash knockouts. Boom, she's back to her feet. Handled the adversity okay. So that's probably a good thing in hindsight. But she was knocked down 3 fucking times. Looked like she didn't know how to defend just a simple overhand right over her shoulder. And I'm telling you right now, I know Ravena looked good or looked bad in her last fight. But typically, that was her first fight off a layoff, a knee injury, all that type of stuff. Typically, and you saw it a little bit in instances, this girl Ravena Oliveira is a fucking, she can like turn it up a fucking notch. She could turn it, she could take this thing to a fucking 10. And if this turns into a brawl and people are just swinging wild shit, you know, Dyer's chin's been, you know, dump. She's down. She's out. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, fuck. Why did I play this girl minus 450? Why is anybody putting this in minus 450? Guys, where's my button? We're putting a fee. I don't give a fuck who it is, man. We're not doing this 2026, putting minus 450 females in parlays. We're done with it. We're leaving it behind. We don't need to do that. You want to play a little flyer inside the distance or something? You want to play a little flyer by KO? You know, do that. If you want a little flyer, man. Just a little, take the plus 400 and just see what happens. But why are we putting a girl that lost her Contender Series fight and got knocked down 3 times in parlays at minus 450? How does Ravena get it done if she does win? It's probably a decision. It's probably a decision. I know that Dyer, I just said she's been getting knocked down and stuff, but she did handle it fine. And that girl was good. The girl she fought was good. I'm not saying she fought some like, but Dyer was minus 200 going into that fight too. And she lost and got dropped. I mean, if you want to take a fly, honestly, even if Dyer doesn't look great, she's still tough enough and can move forward and is going to be a cleaner striker to win a decision. So I'm not saying like, you know, whatever, but I just don't know why you'd risk it, man. I just don't know why you would even do it, man. So that's where I'm at. I'm on Dyer, but you know, I'm not jumping at the chance to fucking bet her or put her in every fucking parlay minus 450. That just seems insane to me. Shamrock! And this one's going to be, hold on tight, guys. Shamrock, by the way, I'm Angelo Premium, WeWantPicks.com. It's only $10 a month. We were up 10 units last week. Am I stupid? Shamrock versus Abdul-Kareem Al-Selwady. I explained where Angelo's at the beginning of the stream or video, whatever you're watching this at. So I explained the Angelo situation. Keep him in your prayers. But that's at the beginning of the video. Listen, guys. Okay. I know people hate Shamrock. I know people don't like this guy, Shamrock. I know that he gets fucking lit up on the feet by a wrestler in whatever his name fucking was. Evloev, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Was getting lit up. No doubt about that. I know that he doesn't really have power in his hands. So he's got nice old kicks and stuff of that nature. Okay. But yeah, this guy, Abdul-Kareem Al-Selwady, is just wild enough in everything that he does that I truly believe it's going to give Shamrock the opportunities that he didn't have in that first fight or his last fight. Okay. UFC debut. He looked like shit. I'm not a big Shamrock guy. He gets lit up. He has the striking defense of Rainier de Ritter. It's fucking horrible. Okay. But this guy Al-Selwady, he's getting finished left and right. I think he's been knocked out 4 times. He's got grappling, he's got wrestling, but he's a little bit aggressive with everything he fucking does. He's left, he's right, he's moving, he's this, he's explosive in, he's explosive out, and that's how he gets caught in fights. And also, that's how he can get out scrambled in fights. And I know you guys probably don't like this Shamrock guy, okay? But he does have actually some pretty decent takedowns. And his grappling actually is really good. There's a reason why Oliveira just kind of kept it on the feet. Because he was landing. But I truly believe that the wild striking of Abdul-Kareem Al-Selwady is going to set up some scrambling opportunities from Shamrock. And I think that Shamrock can out-scramble a guy like Abdul-Kareem Al-Selwady. Now, if this guy, Al-Selwady, is a little bit more patient, is kind of waiting for the takedown attempts from Shem. Shem's not really pushing the pressure, and he keeps it standing. Of course, Shamrock's going to lose that type of fight, but I don't think that's who Abdul-Kareem Al-Selwady is. He's an aggressive guy. He wants to be explosive. He wants to go to big takedowns. And as much as I hate the striking of Shamrock, because I'm with you guys, I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. Okay? I get it. I hate it. And if it's a striking fight, he's going to look like last fight. It's going to be the same thing. Al-Selwady's going to be landing big shots. Shamrock's going to be like, what are you doing? Because that's how he was acting. But I'm telling you, I think that this matchup is good for Shamrock. I'm taking Shamrock in this one. And not only am I taking him, let me scroll down here. If he does it, I think he gets a finish. I respect Al-Selwady and what he brings. He's the Dallas guy. I live in Dallas. I got nothing against this guy. But he's an aggressive dude. And big actions lead to little mistakes. And little mistakes is all a guy like Shamrock needs. When he gets on your back, you know, he's kind of one of those guys that's like, you didn't get to see that in his last fight, but he is kind of one of those guys that in a scramble, like the first time this fight goes to the ground and there's like a real scramble, I think people are going to be going, oh, that's why. That's why. And in a scramble, and even if this fight extends, I think it favors Shamrock. He showed off his toughness in the last fight. And Al-Selwady, I'm telling you, all that movement and all that explosive whatever, Tough guy, but I think he starts slowing down. And this could even be a Shamrock play where you're looking at Shamrock's second, third round submissions. Where all that movement and all that explosion, all those big takedown attempts from Al-Selwady and all the big overhand rights and shit that he throws. Shamrock's just kind of weathered the storm again. And now he's getting one takedown. And now he's getting another takedown. And now there's some weird scrambling. And that's where Shamrock is going to shine in a fight like this. So, listen, if you guys are playing Al-Selwady, and you might even be playing Al-Selwady by KO and shit like that, I get it. I get it. Okay? Because Shamrock striking is horrible. It's fucking horrible. I get it. I'm not going to argue. Okay? But I just think there's opportunities here for Shamrock. And I'm not taking the money line. I'm just chasing inside the distance because I think that people are going to realize that this kid is a really good fucking grappler. He is a good fucking grappler. And he's a fun guy. You know, he's a fun guy. He's not a mushroom. He's a fun guy. For all my fun guy comedians out there. Now, I'm interested to see what you guys think on this one. Yo, Joey T with $1.99 to go himself, the freckle fucking salad, man. I appreciate you, Joey T. Hope everything is well with you, my friend. The next one we're going to do is the Louie Sutherland and Brando Pericic. Okay? Can Angelo strike better? Angelo would knock Shamrock out, most likely. Which makes you wonder, how good am I really? You know what I mean? How good am I really? Here's what I'll say. Brando is the better striker. He should win this fight. Brando is the better striker. He should win this fight. Bigger guy, longer guy, faster guy, more accurate guy. He fights kind of like, what's his name? That I just told you guys was going to lose and then he lost. Kind of same thing like last week with Umar Sai. You know, everyone was on Umar Sai. But we had Kutalaba just like we had Spivak, my Moldovan brothers. But he fights like the... what the fuck is his name? Somebody in the chat. What the fuck is his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Somebody fucking tell me in the chat. The guy, the other fucking, like the Croatian guy that everyone said was going to knock out Spivak. God damn it, guys.
Oh, yeah.
But he kind of fights like that guy. Like, once he gets going, yeah, Anti Delija. A little late, you fucking idiots. Little fucking late. Anti, thank you. Okay? God. But he kind of fights like that. Once he's getting downhill on somebody, it is pop, 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 pop. Nice power in his hands. He should win this fight. I'm picking him to win the fight. Am I going to bet minus 270? Probably not. I'll just chase something inside the distance. Because I'm telling you, this Louie Sutherland, first of all, interview like last week, he said, I think game plan's a bit overrated, ain't they? I think the game plan's a bit overrated, ain't they? It's like, what? He said, what now? He said, oh, game plans, I think, a bit overrated for a fight because you're getting punched and, you know, who knows what's going to happen. That's not good. Like, you should have some sort of game plan. But Louie Sutherland he's fast, dude. He's fast. He's got nice calf kicks. He actually got decent wrestling and grappling. He's one of those, like, I know he doesn't look like he used to, like in whatever promotion he was. It looked like he's definitely kind of flabbed down a little bit. But he's one of those deceptive guys that looks unathletic, but he fucking can throw some pretty hot, stinking shit. So this is like, I'm taking Brando because he should be the more technical guy and kind of beat Louie to the punch, especially that shorter guy. You know, dictate his range early, but, you know, that guy Louie comes in, playing some heavy-ass calf kicks and got this dude Brando panicking a little bit. Louie can knock out anybody, so, you know, it's a Brando play for me, but not like a play. It's a pick, not a play. It's a P, not a P. You know what I mean? So, I mean, -3.5. I mean, jeez. Either fight by KO, -145. I'm just kind of glancing at these odds, see if anything catches my mind. But, you know, Louie would be like an early knockout. Or maybe he's just the fat guy that extends the fight. But, you know, these heavyweight fights scare me.
Yeah.
When it comes like betting, does not go the distance. Because, I mean, these guys could blow their load.
Good. Let's lock in this next week, though.
Yo, I appreciate the 10 spot. Yeah, these big heavyweights are throwing heavy shit. You know, how many times do we see them gas in 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's like you thought that you had an easy over under 1.5, and all of a sudden these guys are just kind of sitting on each other against the fence, and you're like, Herb, break him up, Herb, but he doesn't. Oh shit. Thomas became a YouTube member. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys are getting this video for free again this week because Angelo is getting experimental surgery in, I don't know where he's at. Thomas Grant also sent a $10 super chat and said, Jacob, you're good. Let's lock in this next week, though. We are locked. We are dialed. And we're moving on to the next one. Anthony Trocoli versus Mantas. Now, I was the one who told you guys. Huh? You guys remember? Last time Trocoli fought, I said, I think we should play Manser. Was it Manser? Yeah. By submission. Manser by submission. I'm telling you guys, this guy Trocoli, when he was in Vegas, he doesn't want to get knocked out because he wants to head straight back to the poker tables. He wants to be in the Aria poker room a half hour after his fight's over. He is going to get submitted on purpose. And what did we see? He gave up one of the easiest guillotines I've ever seen in my life, and we cashed out big. Is the same thing going to happen here? Now, he's in London. Do you guys have... is there casinos in London? Is that a stupid question? Is there casinos in London? Does London have casinos? We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Try your hand at classic casino games at our Vegas-style casino in London's Leicester Square. Play poker. Oh my God, he's getting submitted again. Oh my God. So this, I'm telling you, if there's a poker room around the stadium within a half fucking hours,
Oh, yeah.
this guy's gonna jump into a submission. Mantas has submissions, right? Let me do it real quick. I thought he had one. He's got 2 submissions, so he does have submissions in the bag. Okay. And we could see another situation where this guy Trocoli doesn't want to end up by the hospital. He wants to get back to the fucking poker rooms. You got Mantas by submission. They're on to us. They're on to us a little bit. But just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I called it last time. I put it on the Twitter. We bet it by sub. I said, that dude doesn't want to get knocked out. Because if you get submitted and tapped, guess what? You're at the poker room in fucking half hour. Same thing could apply here. Shoot a takedown, take my neck, take my career. Let me get to those fucking poker rooms. That's all he gives a shit about. I'm on Mantas. I'm on under 1.5 too. Little freebie there. I do like the under 1.5 because I think Trocoli is, you know, he seems like he's pretty good at poker, I guess. It seems like he's pretty good at poker, so good for him. Let's move on to the next one, but catch up on some super chats here. Thomas Crowd with another 2 spot says, I watch all the videos, but Jacob pays out the most. I appreciate that, Thomas. Yeah, we had the big play with the only underdog that won on the entire card. Not only did we pick him premium, we bet him. Jan Kutalaba cashed out in a big way. A little disappointed I didn't play by sub, but that's okay. $4.99 from Gucci Gill. Random, how many weeks in a row has your if blank wins, I'm done with the sport tweet hit? Also, take it easy on Aljo, champ. Dude's got a family. Yeah, Aljo threatened my life. You know, he kind of threatened my life, and I told him I was going to take my... So Aljo was looking for people to spar in Dallas on Twitter. Let me go full screen for this. Is it okay if I go on a couple tangents here? Do you guys mind? Or you guys, I don't know, skip over. I don't know what's going on. He basically put a tweet out that was like, hey, I'm in the Dallas area. I'm looking for some people to spar with. They need 5'7" and taller. Obviously, I'm way taller than that. And 160 to 180. I'm about like 175 right now. So I said, I meet all those requirements in only an hour away. Let's also specifically talk about your game plan for you, Yusuf, in great detail, as well as any injuries or weaknesses you may feel he may exploit into the fight. I'd like to record the session as well. Let me know. Basically trying to be a fucking mole for Yusuf. Basically try to be like a mole. Show up for Aljo and be like, oh yeah, so what do you think? What do you think that Yusuf guy's going to be up to, huh? What do you think? You guys got a game plan yet for, I'd love to help you drill, certain situations that you think that you might end up in with Yusuf. What are you trying to, what positions are you trying to get to? Let's try and drill some of those. He didn't fall for it, but he did respond. Josh Thompson, friend of the channel, you guys know, says, I'll come film you get your ass whooped, which I simply replied with, how could he not reply with that? Like, you think Aljo's touching this dude? You think Aljo's touching that dude? Which Aljo replied and said, I don't think you'd actually go through with it. I have, quote, pillow hands. I can't really hurt you. Which I guess is Aljo's memory of when I broke down one of his fights. I must have said that he had pillow hands. By the way, I was the only person in the world to pick Aljo in both his Piotr Jan fights. I was so Team Funkmaster. People gave me so much shit for picking him in the rematch. And I'm like, listen, he's going to get those takedowns again. Or he's going to actually get the takedowns this time. But anyway, he said, I don't think you'd actually go through with it. I have pillow hands, remembering what I said in some sort of breakdown. I don't know, but I'm right. Right. So then I posted this picture with my white belt and said this. I'd come back home and put your leg on this shelf after an Imanari roll into a heel hook that you'd have nightmares about the rest of your life. I need Yusuf to keep his main event spot. I don't want to ruin that for him. Should be a great fight. You'll be spared. For now. So, we're beefing out here. I don't know where we're at. To answer your question, Gucci Gill, it's been right every single time. I think it's been 5 in a row, something like that. Thomas with the 2 spot. I'm paying you back for the 10 streams. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone's been donating so far. Let's get back into the card, back into the action. We'll try not to go on too many fucking tangents here, but sometimes you just got to say what you're going to say. And that was Gucci Gill's fault, not mine. Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco. I mean, this should be the exact same thing. Felipe Franco, whatever the fuck. This guy is not a UFC guy. I think he's a black belt jiu-jitsu, brown belt judo, stuff like that. This guy lost to fucking Tamil Fadil. What the fuck was that guy's name? Tamili Fadili? The gym teacher? This guy was fighting a gym teacher that came in on 4 days' notice, had to cut 30 pounds in a week, gassed and got fucking finished by him. This guy, Timmy Vidili. Vidil, whatever the fuck his name is. Lost to a short notice, half part-time mixed martial artist in a Contender Series fight because he gassed and got fucking submitted. Freddie Vidal, thank you. And now you put him up against Mario Pinto, who just answered a lot of questions in his last fight versus Jonathan Denise in he's a good striker, but what happens if he faces a wrestler? Now, Jonathan Denise isn't a fucking, that's why he did the wrestling and the grappling. But I think he got his, brown belt or black belt after that fight because he did show off some really nice grappling. Now, I don't know if Mario Pinto wants to grapple with Felipe Franco, but even if he does, he should be able to do what he needs to do, and Franco's probably going to get tired. And on the feet, nah, to quote Burnt Peanut, he doesn't got it. He doesn't have it. Mario Pinto, I know he dropped against fucking the guy that's on this card, the big fucking tall ass guy. I was at that fight, but Franco, he's not a UFC guy. And that should be as simple as it is. I'm playing the... probably playing the under 1.5, but I do worry that Pinto is going to be... it's Austin Lane, I just remembered as well. I do worry that Pinto might like fall in love with like trying to prove that he can wrestle and grapple now, but you would think on a card like this against this type of opponent, like get your highlight. Get your highlight while you can. So why it is maybe a little bit scary to chase KO TKO when, you know, he might try to prove a point. He was showing grappling in his last fight. I think this is a KO TKO situation, and you just take your chances on it. First, second round, but it should happen. As long as he's not taken down or something early, something stupid happens. That's why you might hedge with the round 2. But, I mean, this should be a Pinto play all the way. But John Doe UFC with a 499. No one talks about this, but black fighters have been losing so much over the past 3 years. I always bet against them, and it always hits. What do you think? That's one of the most racist things I've ever fucking heard. $4.99 from John Doe. Thanks for the $4.99. Oh my God. Didn't King Green just come in and ruin everyone's parlays? Come on. Let's clean it up. Okay. Nathaniel Wood versus Losene Keita. Maybe bad timing on this one, but I'm on Nathaniel Wood here. I'm on Nathaniel Wood, and it's simply because what a fighter Nathaniel Wood is, man. Well-rounded, good. I mean, I know he's got a little baby chin sometimes, but this guy's so well-rounded, can go 15 hard minutes, can take some damage, come back, has wrestling, has grappling, and this guy, Keita, to me, is like the one-punch shot. Like the overhand right type of guy, the guy that's going to be looking for the kill shot the whole time. And against Nathaniel Wood, I just don't think he's going to find it. And if he doesn't find it, if this turns into just a fight, Nathaniel Wood's going to win that fight. Even if Keita keeps that pressure, he's going to need some, I feel like he's going to need some big moments. And I don't know if he's going to find him consistently enough to beat Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood's fucking underrated, man. I faded him as my lock of the week with Naimov or whatever it was. Real close fight. You know, there was some interesting situations in that fight. But even then, I was like, holy shit, man. Nathaniel Wood is fucking good, man. I was really high on him, or really high on Delgado versus him, and Delgado had issues. I thought Delgado won that fight, but Delgado had fucking issues in that fight. Nathaniel Wood's good. I honestly just think he's a better fighter. Keita's going to have the upside, and maybe he lands kind of a big shot, because Wood does get sat down a lot, but... You know, I'm just a big, at this point, I'm a big Nathaniel Wood guy. He's been there, done that. His defense is good, and his hands are so underrated. He'll just stay in the pocket and kind of return. And it seems like his speed always surprises people. Surprised Morgan Charrier, surprised Delgado. I just love his speed, and I just don't think Keita is just that dude at this point. He's got the power. I know he's aggressive. He's beaten some decent people in a decent organization, stuff like that. He's not a bum, but this just seems like one just levels. And I'm kind of surprised that the odds are what they are, because I do believe Nathaniel Wood is better everywhere. If you guys think that Keita is better somewhere, like he's more powerful, I guess. Like is he gonna wrestle Wood? No. Is he gonna out-grapple him? No. Is he better just boxer? He doesn't really box. He just kind of stays long and throws big shit, but he's not like pumping a jab out there consistently. He's not like, you know, it feels like Keita's going to commit to a shot, and it's going to be the hand speed of Wood in a combination that's going to surprise that guy. So I was a little bit surprised by these odds. I definitely think it's probably a decision fight. You can get goes the distance at plus 100. You guys know I don't like promoting that type of stuff, but it feels like a typical Nathaniel Wood fight. Maybe some early adversity, weathers the storm, and then all of a sudden that jab starts landing. And I'll tell you what, an easy read for this fight is if Wood is able to get octagon control early, like I'm talking about like within the first half round, if he gets Keita backing up, I don't think Keita's winning this fight. Keita should be the one pressing forward. And that's what probably should happen. That's what I think happens. Keita comes in. He's the powerful guy, long guy. He's going to be working forward. But one of the early tells, in my opinion, is if Wood is able to move Keita backwards, I don't think Keita's the same guy. He is so used to being kind of the bully in fights that if he's moving backwards early, I think that's not good for him. I think that's not good for him. But I fully expect this one to probably go the distance. You want to play... I think the flyer here... I think the flyer here is like Wood by submission. Wood has... I can't remember how many submission attempts. Remember, Angelo sits here and read a goddamn script for you guys. Everything that I've said, I just off the top of my head. It comes to me. But... Nathaniel Wood by submission is an interesting play because let's say the power and striking of Keita becomes a little bit too much for Nathaniel Wood. Maybe he does get clipped a little bit and he defaults to the wrestling. He's got wrestling and grappling. Actually, pretty opportunistic grappler. So it could be the power of Keita forces the wrestling of Nathaniel Wood. And if these guys are on the ground rolling around, somersaulting around, Nathaniel Wood should win that shit. Nathaniel Wood's a pretty aggressive, pretty good in scrambles, understands positions and is fast in getting those positions. Plus 2,000, I think it's a stab. I'm just comfortable in like a Wood money line, but like a plus 2,000, if Keita is who people say he is, Wood should be wanting to get this fight on the ground at some point. Does that make sense? Sub attempt in 2 of his last 3 fights. And a lot of times after he gets cracked too, and he has to kind of force to grapple. But if you're looking at this fight logically, and you want to say, okay, Keita's that guy. Okay? Keita's that guy. He's minus 230. He's going to have the pressure. He's going to have the power to hurt a guy like Nathaniel Wood. Then Nathaniel Wood should be wanting to wrestle grapple. Or he might be forced into trying to wrestle grapple. And if he's forced into it, this is going to become very live, in my opinion. Now, they might stand in box for 15 minutes or whatever. The odds suggest that this is just a striking match that Wood is going to lose. But if he's losing the striking, seems like he would go to the wrestling. But I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it. It's plus 2,000 for a reason, but I think it's a little bit more live than something like that. So, $1.99 from David Rios on the chat for Big Angie. Yeah, rest in peace to Big Angie. Like the stream if you want Angelo to never come back. How do I like the stream? All right, next one. Mason Jones versus Axel. Oh God. How do I put this, guys? Okay, so last week I was very clear. Okay. I was very clear that the French, they're a no-go. We were very clear. French fighters, no-go. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Don't ever do it. And just based off that information, Jan Kutalaba, easy money. We paid out. Premium. Only $10 a month. WeWantPicks.com. Sign up today. But if you guys know my fucking history with Mason Jones, okay, the greatest lock of the week of all time was Ludovic Klein, plus 375. And who was he fighting? Mason fucking Jones. I think Axel wins this fight. I know what I said. I know it. I know. And I know that Mason Jones is tough. And I know that Mason Jones is durable. And I know that Mason Jones has wrestling. And he's got grappling. And he's got underrated power. And he actually has pretty crisp boxing. And he probably is overall the better fighter. I know it all. You don't have to tell me. Okay? But this southpaw Axel Solo, Hans Solo, I like the way he throws strikes early. The way he sits on that left hand, the way he can get that jab out there. He's long with it. He's precise with it. And what did we just see in Mason Jones's last fight? With somebody that throws strikes just nice, tight, down the fucking pipe.
Oh, yeah.
Bellagioki almost fucking cream pied this guy twice in the first round and should have got a first round finish. This guy is hittable. Not only is he hittable, if this fight does extend, dude, he eats one jab. This guy's been in so many wars already, Mason Jones. Dude, his face he's one of those guys that his face just falls apart. Like, just falls apart. Both eyes swelling shut. He starts bleeding immediately. So if this fight does extend, and these are close rounds, Mason Jones's face is going to be tore to fucking shit. This guy was getting lit up by a 40-year-old Jeremy Stevens on a 6-year layoff, came in and just started lighting this guy up in the second round, forced Mason Jones to wrestle. Mason Jones is tough. Mason Jones has good boxing. He has wrestling. But this guy, Axel Sola, throws those nice, tight fucking strikes down a pipe from that southpaw position early. I think he's going to touch Mason. And if he hurts Mason, he actually has wrestling and grappling as well that he can kind of go to. Belogi tried to go to that, lost positions, then he started getting tired because of that. This guy, Axel Sola, is going to be better that if he hurts a guy like Mason early, which I feel like he should, I really feel like he should. If they go to the ground, he is going to have much more of an advantage than Belogi did chasing this guy Mason Jones to the ground. Now, if this fight starts extending, obviously I'm going to favor a guy like Mason Jones. So maybe he does kind of get beat up and beat down, but weathers a storm, and now we're going to the second and third rounds. This could be like a live bet situation for Mason Jones. Fucking, I don't know. Okay? But what I do know is Axel Sola kind of throws that hot shit down a fucking pipe. He is French, and he's got a gangly ass fucking neck. Have you guys seen this guy? Weird looking, kind of a weird fucking looking guy. Let me see if I can pull a picture up here. Kind of a freaky guy. Kind of the guy that, like, you see him at the store and you're like, this guy's a fucking freak. Look at that fucking freak. Kids, come here. Look at this fucking freak over here. Axel Sola. I don't know. Is that normal? Hold on. Is this normal? Is it me? I don't know. Is that normal? It doesn't look normal. Does it? Oh my God. Actually, you know what? What are we doing, man? Are we changing pics right now? Hold on. Let me show you this I just found on the gram. Are we putting money on Beethoven? Are we putting money in a fist fight on Mozart? Huh? I'm still taking Solo, regardless of newfound information of this guy 10 fingers down on a fucking piano. God, man. Jesus Christ. 10 fucking fingers down on a goddamn ivory keys of a goddamn piano. You fucking rhino murdering bitch. You elephant poaching bitch. Aren't they made of fucking tusks? I don't fucking know. I'm still going with Sola. I think he can hurt this guy Mason. The guy face gets beat to shit. But it's a close fight for a reason. Obviously, betting on the French, tough to do. Tough to fucking do. But as a pick, I'm going with Sola. We'll see how we play on Saturday. See what kind of fucking mood we're in Saturday. What's the next fight? Curtis Campbell and Danny Silva. Oh, and Thomas with another 5 spot said good. Wood wins by decision. Keita wins by KO. Sorry, I'm late. I don't hate that. 5 spot. I don't hate that. I just think Wood's better. Danny Silva versus Curtis Campbell. First of all, let's do a little eye test here. Okay? Mason is not a bad fighter. I think he's the better fighter, but he's very hittable. Let's do a little eye test here. You're going to type in the chat. I'm going to give you A or B. And let's just pretend you don't know anything about anything. You don't know who I'm about to show you. You don't know anything about anything. And I know looks can be deceiving, but let's just do a quick eye test, okay? Here's going to be fighter A. A West Coast Chicano with boxing gloves around his neck in a fight club. Okay? That's fighter A. Here's fighter B. Okay? Make sure we don't get too much bulge in there. That's fighter B. Let's do a little eye test here. Now, I understand looks can be deceiving. I understand Curtis Campbell is a relentless wrestler, a relentless grappler, nice little fucking little teep kicks he throws, all that little fucking bullshit that those wrestlers love to throw, teep kicks into fucking takedowns and all this bullshit. I get it. Okay? I get it. They must not know who my dude motherfucking Danny Silva is. They must not know who my dude Danny Silva is. Remember that guy last week? What was his name? Kevin Vachejos? What was her name? Remember? When he just came through and just looks like the king of the world, ready to win the belt, just smoked Josh Emmett? Oh, this guy Danny Silva? He's fucking walking that dude down. You understand me? He's walking that dude down. Walking him down. He's emoting on this guy. He's taking this guy down. He's in his face. He lost the fight. Okay? He lost the fight. But this guy, Danny Silva, is 100,000% the better striker. I don't give a fuck about all the goddamn kicks that Curtis Campbell throws. He's not the better boxer. He's not the better striker than Danny Silva. This guy, Danny Silva, is about that life. He's been in wars. And what people don't fucking forget, or what people always fucking forget about Danny Silva, this guy is a legit black belt. He has wrestling. What is it? 8 takedowns in his last 4 fights. And when you watch him get taken down by Kevin Vachejos, he knows what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't panic. Gets to the fence, threatens a little ninja choke, which I absolutely love. Even threatens some switches. He took down Kevin Vachejos, looked at their corner and said, I'm the wrestler. I'm the fucking wrestler. That's what he was yelling at Kevin Vachejos in his corner. You think he's going to be a fucking afraid of Curtis fucking Campbell? The pink goddamn panther? This kid ain't ready for fucking Danny Silva. You joking me? This kid? Danny fucking Silva? The second those takedowns stop, and they will stop. This dude is fucked. This dude, Curtis Campbell, is fucked. The second he starts getting walked down by that Puma pressure, Danny Silva. The second this kid, Curtis Campbell, fails a takedown and starts moving backwards, oh my God. Get out your fucking red panties, sweetheart. We're cashing this Danny Silva TKO bet. 525 on my fucking nutsack. Scrub it off. Okay? I'm all over Danny Silva, and I'm willing to look stupid because of it. I do understand that Curtis Campbell can be relentless. I understand fucking Curtis Campbell's got those fucking, somebody said talking about the fucking Muay Thai striking. Okay. The kid's not ready for this. He's not ready. Hey, no. UFC debut. In front of his home fucking fans. He's going to go balls to the wall, chasing bullshit, being aggressive, trying to get that early finish. Danny Silva's going to get up, laugh at him, give him a little peace sign, and then hit him with a fucking combination he's never seen in his fucking life. Okay? This guy just turned pro, 2 years ago? Something like that? 23 years old? Come on, man. Come on. Danny Silva knows what he's doing on the ground. He's not going to just curl up in a ball, let this guy throw hooks in and then grab his neck. For the love of God, please don't let that happen. I like Danny Silva. He's a better striker. He's been in crazy fights before. The guy walking down Kevin Vachejos, taking Kevin Vachejos down. You know, I don't know. You guys want to play you want to play fucking Curtis Campbell? Have fun, guys. I don't know. Maybe you do it, maybe you don't. I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it. Not against Danny. Not against Danny. Danny's a former lock of the week. It's a little biased. CLD versus Roman Dolidze. CLD. I don't know why a lot of people are spending time on this breakdown. Now, CLD can be an asshole sometimes. CLD's been a killer lately, but he can be a little dickhead sometimes. Fight differently. We might have CLD shooting takedowns for no reason, doing wild spinning shit, and then he's getting taken down. He doesn't move. Maybe Roman Dolidze brings in the old school game plan of just pushing people against the fence and holding them there. We've seen CLD where he plays that game for no fucking reason, just a back and forth, underhook, circle around. And all of a sudden, you guys are holding minus 600 CLD tickets, and you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck is this asshole doing? He's not doing shit. Roman's just hanging on his hips. Why isn't this asshole doing anything? Why is he shooting takedowns to Roman Dolidze? Why is he playing this game? That could happen. CLD is kind of a wild fucking dude. But if CLD comes in and is CLD, he's going to look all of minus 500 and probably even better. He's so dynamic with his footwork. He's fast. He's powerful. He does have good takedown defense, and Roman's takedowns aren't... I mean, we might have Roman Dolidze looking like Ryan Hall in here, grabbing a leg, trying to roll through for a heel hook and all that kind of dumb shit, because this CLD's fast, unorthodox power from pretty much anywhere. Will throw wild spinning shit. You might see a fucking like flying knee from CLD in this one. But, you know, I've just seen CLD... Yeah, I think you guys would agree with me. CLD in some fights before has been like, the hell's this guy doing? Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? So, Roman Dolidze, the game has kind of passed him by. He just never developed good enough striking. Kind of just walks people down, eating shit, relying on trying to land a slow right hand that's only slowing down. Should have relied more on the grappling, you know, improve the offensive takedowns and stuff like that, because he is a high-level grappler. You know, obviously he got, fucked around by Fluffy, but he is a pretty high-level grappler. You even saw early in that fight, like, Fluffy was not staying on the ground with Roman. Like, he was pulling guard and leg locks and stuff like that, and Fluffy was just kind of letting him up. So, but unfortunately, the game's kind of just passed him by. So, CLD play all the way, nothing too in-depth there, but it just is what it is. Thomas Rink with the 2 spot says, Roman will gas after round 1, CLD wins. Absolutely. Yeah, everything favors CLD unless he just offensive wrestles for no reason. Which, I don't want to be the guy that says, I told you so, but it could happen. Thomas with another 2 spot says, Roman is live. I disagree. You would need I think you're going to need a major fuck up from CLD for Roman to be live. I think his power is overrated. He's not active enough with the pressure to wear people down, and his takedowns are boo-boo. Whereas Big Ange, he has, they call it icing of the gut or something like that. I explained it in the beginning of the stream, the beginning of the video, but he's undergoing some experimental procedures to clear up that. Basically what it is there's a 2-inch layer of icing from his lower esophagus through his stomach, intestines, making its way to its rectum. We just found it out. He went on the scale and he was like 450 pounds, but he didn't look like he was more than 350. And they realized it was the density of the icing in the stomach. So I mentioned earlier in the stream that one of the procedures they're thinking about doing is he's going to swallow a bunch of ants. And those ants will in turn take all that sugar back to their colony and kind of clear him out. But they're still trying to figure out how to clear the intestines of all the icing, but that's kind of what's going on. So you guys get me this week, and hopefully you guys are hanging in there. So what's the next fight? Evloev versus Austin Lane. I was at that fight of Austin Lane when he died. And that was terrifying. It was terrifying, dude. His kid, I talked about this before, but I think it was a son or whatever, was at the fight. And the sound like the sound of him getting hit, and then him hitting just fucking his big ass, just flat back on the canvas was like, oh, that was one of my favorite apex moments of being at the apex, because that whole thing was just like, holy fuck, dude. Like, holy shit. And now Austin Lane, as everyone knows, coming down to 205 somehow. We'll see if this fight even happens. I don't fucking know, but I will say, I mean, Austin Lane, for what it is, this guy, I don't think he's gonna be able to do it versus Ewo. But the guy that, it's funny that the guy that should have KO'd Austin Lane the most, like the guy that should have just taken his fucking head off, Robles Desperado, where the fuck his name is, Austin Lane beat that guy, which is pretty funny. And obviously, if that happened again, I think a lot of people are fucked on this one. But and he did crack Pinto. Obviously, Pinto was kind of being an idiot, hanging out in the pocket, and it was a nice right hand and all that good jazz. But this should be pretty clear. I mean, Ewo show he's got power. He can throw heavy shit fast in the pocket. And that's all it really takes against Austin Lane. A nice shot on the button, and he's going down. So if this fight extends or whatever, I'll just take my loss on it. I played the under 1.5. Maybe we'll play it like an Ewo, KO under 3.5 minutes. It might go a little bit longer than people think, because Austin Lane is going to be fucking 6'8" or whatever, and Ewo might be in there and be like, holy shit, this guy's big as fuck. But, one exchange of Austin, because it's not like Austin fights long. Like, he gets in the pocket for whatever reason. So, that first crash in, you're going to have a big moment, and we'll see what happens. But it should be Austin Lane kind of getting slimed out again. 2 spot from Thomas Rinker. Ewo will smoke him. Round 1 finish. Ewo smashes. And I just do worry about, there's always that one play that kind of ruins everything for the night. Like, not ruins everything, but ruins like everyone's like favorite plays and stuff. And of the big 3, like, who's going to fuck it up? Like, everyone is playing Mantas, Ewo, and Pinto. Like, this is the play that everyone's playing, and I'm playing it too. But every time there is one of those plays that, like, it feels like everybody is playing, there's always somebody that either fucks it up or almost fucks it up. Like Delgado last week, almost fucked it up. So who would you guys say of the 3 is gonna, like, oh shit, like, why is this fight in the 3rd round? What the hell is happening? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? So I would just kind of keep that in mind, because I feel it's usually, I mean, it's, anytime we get like 1, 2, 3 at the top that everybody's playing, it's very rare that it's clean. It's very rare that it's clean, boom. Like, everyone thinks first round finish. So, and I that's a question, because I don't know who it is either. Like, I played all 3 because fuck it. Like, they should win, but, there's always that one. So, all right, let's move on to the featured fight. Where the fuck is it? Sam Patterson versus Michael Venom Page. Ale New York with the $1.99 says Ewo and under 1.5. Or under half, he said. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be playing early knockouts. I get it. Okay. Settle in for this one, guys. MVP versus Sam Patterson. Okay. If this fight stays on the feet, MVP wins. I get it. Okay. MVP is a former lock of the week. I know MVP. Okay. He's going to be the better striker than Sam Patterson. Okay. I know that. You know that. Even Angelo knows that. Okay. We all know it. You know who also fucking knows that? Sam fucking Patterson. Okay? He's not fucking stupid. He knows that. He knows that this is what MVP does. He knows that he probably can't strike an MVP. I'm pretty sure that they talked about how, like, back in the day, they even, I don't know if they trained together, but they shared a training room together. Both these guys are from the same area. They're both long, rangy guys and stuff like that. Sam Patterson, listen to him.
Michael is great at doing what he does. He's an entertainer. He's a great striker. We all know what Michael does. Like, he puts on a show while fighting. That's been what he's done. That's why he's built to who he is. But Saturday night, I'm a mixed martial artist. I've always been a mixed martial artist.
I'm a mixed martial artist. I've always been a mixed martial artist. What does that mean? That means he's going to wrestle. Look at his Instagram. This guy's been working his ass off. He's training, not even wearing fucking gloves. This guy's rolling around. If you didn't know, dude's a fucking black belt. Absolutely dialed in. Great looking dude, by the way. Great looking fucking dude. And this guy, MVP, has good takedown defense. Good takedown defense. Helps that he carries his hands at his waist. The takedowns are not going to be easy. They're not. I'm not going to come in here and say that Sam Patterson is just going to ragdoll this guy. I hope he does. But the game plan is going to be wrestling. It has to be. Okay? It has to be. The game plan is going to be wrestling. And if he does get him down, it's a little bit of an if. It's a little bit of a maybe. But it seems like that's the game plan. Guy looks like he's fucking dialed in, chiseled to the core. Okay? If he gets him down, MVP is not fucking moving. He's not going anywhere. And the people that have been taking him down control him pretty well. And the people that are taking him down, like Kevin Holland took him down a couple times. Kevin Holland was like, almost got him in a choke and was just dropping elbows. Obviously, Ian Gary almost choked him out. Jared Cannonier, with his pressure, was able to take him down. One was like a missed kick. But sometimes MVP, now 39 years old, making a cut again to 170. Relies a lot on speed and timing and all this type of stuff. He will throw some wild stuff and kind of fall off balance. I'm telling you, this guy, Sam Patterson, is good enough to get this guy to the ground. And if he gets MVP to the ground, MVP is not fucking moving. And not only is he not fucking moving, I think Sam Patterson is big enough and long enough and aggressive enough on the ground to fucking, if he gets in a situation that Kevin Holland was in, or if he gets in a situation that Ian Gary was in, or even if he gets in a situation where Jared Cannonier was in, which it wasn't like anything too crazy, but I think Sam Patterson is very live to finish this fight. MVP has never been submitted. Okay, listen to me. Brian, listen the fuck up, buddy. Okay? Nobody has been submitted until they have been submitted. Do you understand? Nobody has been knocked out until they have been knocked out. Just because something has never happened, like you sleeping with a woman, doesn't mean it can't happen. We still believe in you, Brian. Okay? Just because something has never happened doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means it hasn't happened yet. Quit using the analysis of it's never happened. So if you ever hear somebody say that, stop listening to them immediately. Well, he's never been KO'd, so he can't get KO. I've never been submitted though, he's never get submitted. He's never been in the guy goes to jiu-jitsu every week, but he's never been submitted. I promise you guys, the guy's been submitted before. I promise you, the guy goes to jiu-jitsu and gets submitted. It happens. I promise you. If you ask MVP, have you ever been? Yeah, I've been submitted all the time. That's what happens. Okay? If this turns into a jiu-jitsu match, Sam Patterson is good enough to submit MVP. I promise you. So, for this fight, you want to play MVP? Play him. He's the better striker. And what do I say? Bet the better striker in a mostly striking match. But I'll be fucking really surprised if Sam Patterson isn't shooting takedowns almost immediately. You saw Jared Cannonier start that fight being like, let's fucking clinch up. And ultimately, he wasn't able to get, takedowns or whatever. But Sam Patterson, a tall guy that can match the height, he gets an underhook. I think he gets a trip takedown. And if he gets a takedown, I think he's going to be very live for a fucking finish. You want to play your MVP? Play your MVP fucking P. Okay? I'm going with Sam Patterson because I think the game plan is going to be there, and I think he's just good enough to get a takedown. And just like I said with Charles Oliveira, I said that thing's going to be 80-20, hits the ground. Turns out it was 90-10. Now, the striking is a little bit more distant here. A little bit more distant. But I do believe that Sam Patterson has such an advantage on the ground. And the fact that MVP is such a good striker, Sam Patterson's going to be like, yeah, why would I strike with MVP? Why the fuck? If he comes in and tries to strike with MVP, the guy's a fucking idiot. But he's a good-looking guy, and I think he's really smart. I think the wrestling game plan is going to be there, and therefore, if so facto, he gets takedowns, he wins. But if he's not getting takedowns, and he's just staying at distance, of course, MVP is going to win. I'm not fucking stupid, guys, okay? I understand he's the better striker. I can't say that enough. But somebody's still going to comment, co-main event, Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. Oh, man. This one is a very interesting one to break down because I'm a big fan of Michael Aswell. Obviously, his last fight, asterisk galore on that fight because, yeah, he did light up Lucas Almeida, and I was the first person, by the way, follow me on Twitter. I was the first person to be like, hey, guys, Lucas Almeida has a fucking broken hand. I don't know how nobody else saw it, but I promise you, I was the first person on Twitter that was like, hey, this guy has a fucking broken hand. And everyone's like, no, it's not. I'm like, that's a fucking broken hand. And sure as shit, came into the fight with a broken hand. But Michael Aswell is one of those 4-ounce Fight Club dudes. Kevin Holland, Josh Van. We just saw Josh Van's buddy look absolutely dialed in his last fight as well, or his last two fights, I guess. But you know, this is here's an interesting quote, which I don't think he meant it this way, but I think it does kind of play a factor into this fight. Michael Aswell, and I'm going to misquote a little bit, but Michael Aswell basically said, like, in this fight, you're going to see my heart and my determination. And there's no questioning that. There's no questioning the boxing and the heart and determination of a Michael Aswell. And if he starts rolling downhill, he's going to be a scary guy to fucking deal with. And he's very tempting as a dog. Very tempting as a dog. Obviously, if he's going to mix in the wrestling, we saw Luke Riley. I mean, you guys know, Luke Riley, if you don't know, Luke Riley was my anti-lock of the week. I had Brogdon Grad as my lock of the week versus Luke Riley. So you guys don't have to tell me about Luke Riley. I know about Luke Riley. I had my lock of the week against Luke Riley for a reason. He does have holes in his game, in the wrestling, in the grappling. If Michael can go to that, those guys have 4-ounce Fight Club. They got decent wrestling. If he can go to that, obviously, especially early, that would be the go-to. But I think Michael's going to box, and he's going to be comfortable in the boxing. And Michael Aswell was eating the shots from Oki. Okay? Short notice, up in weight. That's a 155-pound Oki. Was landing this shit down the middle, and Aswell was eating it. Okay? I don't know if you want to play that game versus Luke Riley. Like, I just don't know if you want to play that game. There is something a little bit different about the way Luke Riley catches people at the end of his shots that is a little bit like your eyes kind of, you know, like when he hits people, it's not like, oh, nice. It's kind of like that was kind of, you know, he kind of did that dude. You know what I mean? And it just feels like when Michael Aswell says, like, you're going to see my heart, you're going to see my determination, I think he's going to need it early. Because I don't think he's going to shoot the wrestling. I don't think he's going to shoot the takedowns. And Luke Riley is going to be able to get in that flow state a little bit early. And when he's landing hard. He's landing on the fucking button. He is landing straight down the fucking pipe. And he is a very good striker with some really good power behind that striking. But I do respect Michael Aswell. But as a pick, Michael is a little bit too hittable early for me, and I think Luke Riley kind of has that death touch. But if you guys are playing Michael Aswell, I'm not going to tell you that's stupid. I'm not going to tell you that's a bad play because he does have fucking good boxing. He is a fucking resilient dude. He can go 3 rounds, and he probably does have some wrestling in his back pocket. I think even Senko said in one of his fights, like, he started as a wrestler and then has kind of fallen in love with the hands. So maybe he just brings that back, goes to it. But Luke Riley has shown, too, in fights that even if he's getting taken down, he doesn't really give up on himself. He doesn't really get frustrated. Next round starts on the feet, and you saw that with Brogdon Grad. And I warned you guys, too. When I had that lock of the week with Brogdon Grad, after that first round, I was like, let's not get too excited because this guy could get knocked out at any moment. And that's kind of exactly what happened. So I am on Luke Riley here on the co-main event, but probably a no-bet situation. Maybe a Luke Riley by points if you want to play something a little bit crazy, or, maybe round 2 KO, they get flowing, Luke, finds his range again. But I respect Michael Aswell way too much to bet Luke Riley at minus 230. I'll be rooting for Michael, and the longer this fight goes, it's going to favor Michael Aswell, in my opinion. So, as a pick, I'm going Luke Riley because I think he can land enough heavy shit early, but it's a no bet for me, It is what it is. So, let's go on to the main event of the evening. Did I forget any fights? I don't think I forgot any fights, but first of all, like the video if you haven't already. If you're watching the stream live, I appreciate you. Like the stream right now. Subscribe if you're new. WeWantPicks.com. Only $10 a month. We were up 10 units last week. Become a member or don't. You're missing out if you're not. So, the main event, Lerone Murphy versus Movsar Evloev. Now, I will say that I was one of the people that when Diego fought Movsar, I was very high on the fact that Diego Lopez, who nobody knew who he was at the time, and you can go watch on YouTube after this, could have some real success versus Movsar. And I was kind of proven right in that. And Movsar has kind of had some performances that people don't really love. Obviously, he's got so many canceled fights. He fights Diego, fights Arnold Allen, and then that Aljo fight. A lot of people are trying to take that Aljo fight and say, look, Evloev isn't as dominant on the ground as we thought. Aljo was able to do this, and Aljo was able to do that. And, he was picking Evloev up over his head, and that was a close fight until the very end. And what if Lerone Murphy was able to do this and that? And Lerone Murphy is not going to do what Aljo was doing. It ain't going to happen. Okay? It ain't going to fight. You can't look at that fight and be like, wow, look what Aljo did. Lerone Murphy's better than Aljo. It is a completely fun. Aljo is one of the best grapplers, maybe in the fucking bantamweight or featherweight. Yeah, probably the bantamweight history. He's got to be one of the best grapplers. Came to 145, looks just as strong. So him winning some grappling exchange with Evloev isn't crazy surprising. Okay? But Lerone Murphy's not doing that. He's not doing that. And not only is he not doing that offensively, defensively, it's a fucking liability. It's a liability. And people want to say, there was a guy on Twitter that was like, it only takes one shot from Lerone. Bitch, what? Mr. Decision versus Mr. Decision? Lerone Murphy, I think, hasn't knocked somebody out with his fist since like 2018. Yeah, he got an elbow. I think he's got a knee KO. But this guy doesn't have crazy power that he's just going to snipe Evloev with. And Evloev actually has good striking. If you guys have actually watched Evloev fight, yeah, I know he's got the dominant wrestling. The striking's good. Nice 1-2s. Throws nice head kicks, calf kicks. He's at ATT. The guy's got good striking. So here's what I'll say. This, to me, feels like fucking Max and Charles. Except for this time, the odds are correct. If the striking, you want to give Lerone Murphy the 60-40 striking, just like we gave Max the 60-40, fine. Go for it. He's a 60% to 40%, 6 to a 4 when it comes to the striking level. Okay, fine. He doesn't really have the finishing upside, just like Max didn't really, people thought he did, but he didn't really have the finishing upside. So fine. 6 and 4, got it. Evloev's the better by 2 points, okay? And I told you guys that Charles was 80-20 on the ground. 80-20. It's the same fucking thing here. I think the striking's probably 50-50, just like I thought it was in the Max Charles fight. And I was proven right on that as well. I mean, Charles even looked like the better striker. I think the 50-50's here, but if you want to say it's 60-40, it's 60-40. The grappling is 80-20 at best for Lerone Murphy. At least Max had historically some pretty decent takedown offense. Lerone Murphy historically is getting picked up over his head by Josh fucking Emmett. Getting ragdolled by Gabriel Santos. Getting thrown around by Amir Americani. What the fuck his name is? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? He was getting pushed around by Pico before the elbow. If you could have paused the time and let every Lerone Murphy bettor cash out of their bet for no loss in that fight, they all would have taken it. They would have been like, oh, fuck. He's getting fucking bullied. This guy is going to look like Leon Edwards against Bilal Muhammad, except Mosvar is going to look way better than Bilal. He's going to get way more takedowns. Lerone's going to be backing up. He's good. Lerone is good. Okay? He's good. I understand it. He's technical. He is the new Leon Edwards. But he doesn't even have as good takedown defense as Leon Edwards. He's going to be backing up, waiting for the shots. Evloev is going to be walking forward, throwing those kicks, the calf kicks, the head kick. He's going to shoot a takedown. He's going to get it. And he's probably going to lay on Lerone Murphy. And I honestly think that Evloev is very live for a finish, a submission finish. Say it again, Brian. Murphy's never been submitted. In fact, he's never even lost. How could that be? Evloev got in positions against Aljo that he's submitting Murphy in. Okay? He's fought some pretty good grapplers. You want him to submit or finish Diego? No, he's not going to do it. Arnold Allen, he was kind of boxing Arnold Allen for the most part. But the transitions and scrambles that he hit against Aljo, he gets on a body triangle against Murphy. I think he's fine. I think he's finding a submission in this one. I think he just wears this guy down, and we finally get the Evloev finish, and it's like Sean Brady and Leon, just fucking like holy shit, like holy shit. Not saying that Sean Brady, but wasn't like finishing a lot of people. I can't remember what his finishes were like, but that's just what it feels like to me. You want to bet on Lerone Murphy? Fine. He's a good striker. He's a good fighter. Hometown. You know, you want to hate on Evloev. I don't, it's got to be hate because he's good, man. I think he's good. I think he's got good striking. And the guy's fucking obviously just fucking, he says he doesn't have any sugar, like no sugar. No, I can't remember what he says. The guy is absolutely fucking, looks like he's on fucking no sugar. I mean, he looks like it. You know what I mean? So, but that's how I see it. But yeah, this has been the kind of full card breakdown. Kind of quick, fast, in a hurry, to the point. So I guess I'm gonna cut out here. Like the video. If you haven't already, subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys for joining me on this Angelo free full card breakdown. Join me Saturday for the live stream, bright and early, noon central. Lock of the week video out this week. And I think me and Angelo might go live Friday. But anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy your nights, guys. Can't wait to see you guys on Saturday. And we're out.